Good afternoon and welcome to CanadianAgMarkets.com. My name is Brian Como with Ireland Como Lafoy. Recording this a little bit early today. It is currently 12:37 p.m. on the 6th of May. Have a meeting this afternoon that I got a drive to get to, a short drive. But as a result, I have to record this a little bit earlier. You'll also notice that my face is probably pretty red. I got some sun this weekend, and now as somebody who's whiter than sour cream from Eastern European descent, it's now all starting to peel off of me. So lovely to have my face on the internet at this point in the early spring or early summer, whatever you want to call it. All right, let's get into what's happening in the markets today. These are live at this time, so subject to change. We've seen some change in some of these, even just as I was kind of putting this video together. Canola is trading just under $700 now. It's down $4.50 a ton today at $697.20. Minneapolis wheat is up 3/4 cent to $610.25. Kansas wheat is up 3.5 cents to $536.25. Chicago wheat is up 5.25 to $536.5. Soybeans are down 3.5 to $10.42. Corn is up 3/4 cent to $4.55. The Canadian dollar is trading a little bit higher, now above 72.50. The U.S. dollar is experiencing some continued or some additional losses as more economic woes or the unknowns around the economics are still out there. Live cattle is trading up again today, slightly at $213.65. Feeder cattle are falling a little bit today. They got very close to $3 a pound yesterday, are now trading at $298.50 or $298.58 at this time. All right, let's get to some of the. I'm going to talk maybe a little bit more about the future reports that are coming out at this time. Tomorrow, May 6th, tomorrow is tomorrow is Statistics Canada. I'm going to back up here. Today, international trade merchandise information was released. Usually takes me a little bit of time to digest this. We release our hot take on this to our premium subscribers. We'll talk about that in a second. What I wanted to get on tomorrow or later this week, on the 8th, on Thursday, is the stocks of principal field crops report for March 31st. This is a pretty important report, and I think it will be even more important this time around. I'm waiting on the Reuters survey results to see what the market expectations are. I know my own market expectations are for some pretty small canola numbers, unless Statistics Canada takes this opportunity to increase the production from last year. I don't know if they're going to do that in this report, but it is possible that they may take a look at doing something of that. If not, we may see a significant amount of tons get taken out of the residual or the feed waste and dockage number as well for canola. So canola is going to be the one that I'm looking at most intensively. Also, the wheat situation in Canada will be interesting to me. Again, those will both be released to our premium subscribers after that report gets released. Jumping ahead to early next week, we have a WASDE report on Monday, the 12th. Now, normally, we don't see a WASDE report on a Monday. It's usually mid to late week that we see those. So this will be an interesting one, released early in the week. That means the market will have a lot of time to digest the numbers before the weekend. And again, we'll get the expectations to you when those are released, as well as a breakdown of what our hot take is on the report once it has been released. Of course, all of our opinions and analysis are reserved for our premium subscribers. So we do ask that you subscribe to our insights. It is only $99 a month. That's less than $1,200 a year. And it's that simple. Cancel anytime, and you get access to all of our insights here. Of course, those have a Canadian slant, or particularly Western Canadian slant to them. So we hope that you like them. Subscribe today at canadianagmarkets.com/subscribe. That link will be in the description below. Okay, this week's corn planted percentage came in at 40% planted this week, ending Sunday, which isn't really a huge deviation from average, which is 29%, or sorry, 39% for this time of year. 11% of the corn has emerged versus 9% average, so it's a little ahead of average there as well. Again, I don't think this data is bearish on its own. It's just not giving the market a reason to be bullish either. So hence why we tend to see some negative market movements around the time that these planting progress are going to be released, particularly after a good week of weather like what we've had. Soybean progress is a little bit better, or well ahead of average at this point at 30%. Normally, or average for this time of year is 23%. So really good progress made on soybeans in the U.S. this last week. Spring wheat planting is also well above average at 44% versus an average of 34%. Also, emergence is 13% versus 9% average. Also, some other northern grains are also ahead of average pace for this seeding campaign, which would include barley at 50% versus 44% average, oats at 71% planted versus an average of 64%. All right, moving on to U.S. winter wheat ratings. They rose significantly yesterday from 47% good to excellent to 51. This is a full-on reversal now of the trend that we saw in the first 3 weeks since crop conditions had been issued by the USDA, or since they started reporting it on a national scale for the 2025 crop year here. Looking ahead to some of the Canadian crop reports, Alberta will start releasing its crop reports this week, this Friday, May the 9th. I think that, if I remember correctly, those come pretty late in the day on Friday, though. And that will include conditions up to May the 6th. Manitoba should start there soon as well. I don't really know most of the time. I think it's second week of May, or first, second week of May where they usually do it. I think last week they did it as early as the 30th of April, though. I'm also unsure when Saskatchewan starts theirs. Last year, their first one had been released already by now. So thank you, Alberta, for creating a schedule that makes it very helpful for market nerds like myself. All right, some headlines now to wrap up today's video. China's Hunan province, which is a key wheat producing region in China, has issued a risk warning as dry, hot conditions threaten the completion of the wheat crop. From May 11th to 13th, temperatures are expected to exceed 35 degrees Celsius, posing a threat to the wheat while it's in its grain filling stage, an important stage there. There was also a caution from the China Water Resource Minister last week about worsening drought conditions. So my take on this, this crop year, China dropped its wheat imports significantly. This next crop year may prove to be a little bit different if domestic supplies are not as readily available, or the quality of those domestic supplies is not as readily available. ADM posted its weakest first quarter profit in 5 years and warned of further eroding returns amid trade concerns sparked by U.S. President Donald Trump. Weaker crop processing margins, which also include oilseeds crush, were one of the catalysts, according to the report. Trade tensions between the U.S. and China, the largest ag market importer, are creating a drag on ADM, which is one of the largest grain traders on the globe as well. My take here, I know in some ways profit getting taken out of the middlemen of the grain industry is mildly pleasing to us. Overall, when margins in the grain and oilseed industry move lower, though, so do commodity prices eventually. So we just want to be aware of that situation as well. All right, so that wraps up our video for today. Thank you for tuning in. Again, we have a Stats Canada report early today later this week, and Alberta's crop report on Friday as well. So we look forward to seeing those this week. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you again tomorrow.